Okay, I got a question on my Snapchat during the week, BrianK019, from somebody who said that they're very, very lonely and they're afraid that they're never going to find a partner. It was a boyfriend in this case, but I think this works for both genders. So I'm going to expand on this video a little bit and just kind of talk at the camera and kind of hope that it provides some value. So the truth is, it's relative in terms of the way we feel about our relationships with other people. So the people that are in relationships, and particularly the ones that are in healthy relationships, forget what it was like when they were on the outside of it. People that are in unhealthy relationships normally cling on from a sunk cost fallacy, which is an economics term for, well, I've invested this much time into this person, I need to stick with them now. You see a lot of people that have been in relationships for 6, 7, 8 years, and they're like, well, I have to stick with them now, you know, and there's a sunk cost fallacy there. It's like throwing bad money after good, or good money after bad. It's the exact same equivalent, just the time equivalent that, well, I have to make it work now, we've been together so long. So a lot of people stay together for that reason. So for the people that aren't with anybody and have that fear of loneliness, be very, very aware that you don't have to settle just because all of your friends have a boyfriend, all of your friends have a girlfriend, doesn't mean that you have to go and get that. We fall into society's realm of, well, you should be seeing somebody at 29, you should be possibly married by 31, 32, and you should have your kids by 33, or whatever the equivalent looks like in your society or your town. That's something that's very, very heavily put on people, and that's a societal term. Nothing is right or wrong, nothing is good or bad, and if you let society's decisions dictate the way you feel about your life, you're going to go through your entire life miserable. I love the quote in the Seneca book, Letters from a Stoic, where he speaks that when you live in accordance with your nature, you'll always be happy. When you live in accordance with other people's opinions, you'll never be happy. And it's so true, and that's how the society thing forms with us. When they say that, oh, well, you should be with somebody, you're a 32-year-old girl, you should be with somebody, all your friends have somebody, you're letting society and your family and the people around you dictate the way your life should live. I spoke about this in my book, that when you put your happiness into external sources, you always need to have something external to promote that happiness within you. So the nice car, attractive boyfriend, husband, wife, all of these things that are external, that are out of your control. You do not control these things. If you're putting your happiness and the way you feel about yourself into something external that can be taken away like a blink of an eye, a husband can leave you, a wife can leave you, a car can be crashed, all of these things that can go, that can leave you, you are never going to be happy long term. The truth is, you are better off waiting until you're 65 to meet the person that you were meant to spend your entire life with and live your last 20 years in complete bliss than to settle with somebody at 24 just because you're afraid that you'll never meet anybody and all your friends have somebody. You know, that's a toxic way. I remember when I've been in relationships or I've been in situations in my life when all my thought process was consumed by the negativity that that relationship or that situation was causing me. When I worked my first job, certain relationships I was in, when I couldn't put any constructive thought into my head because every time I've left to my own thinking time, I was thinking about the situation and the fear of going home to that person or going home to that job or going back to that job. That means that you will get nothing else done because you become your thoughts. Your thoughts are your things. The thoughts you have in your head lead to the actions you take, and the actions you take dictate your entire life. If you don't plant the right seeds in your brain, you're not going to grow anything from it. There's a reason, and I'll use myself as my own best example here. There's a reason that I don't have a long-term loving relationship with somebody, because right now the thoughts that consume my head aren't about becoming that person that's going to be an equal life partner for somebody else. The thoughts that go into my head and my free thinking time is, how can I be a better dad? How can I help more people? How can I expand my business? They're the seeds that I'm planting and they're the trees that are growing. When you switch the thoughts you put into your head, and I know when I make the overnight switch and decide, okay, I'm in that position now, time to start planting these seeds to become a life partner for somebody else, that entire door will open up and you'll be able to walk straight through it. But when you're doing that just because society told you you should, or your friends told you you should, or your family told you you should, you're going to make bad decisions with that. If you truly want to meet somebody and you're in a place to accept that information and you're planting those seeds where you'll think you'll be an amazing boyfriend or amazing girlfriend or incredible wife or husband for somebody, and you're in that position, it's about probabilities after that. The truth is, working off probabilities and basic law of math is going to increase your chance of getting a boyfriend. It's going to increase your chance of getting a girlfriend. If you think scrolling fucking left and right on an app on a phone where you're judging people off the way they look in an instant of a second has the high probability of you meeting someone you're going to spend the rest of your life with, then you're kidding yourself. I love the Richard Feynman quote that you're the easiest person, don't fool yourself, and you're the easiest person to fool. If you're on Tinder 3 hours a day, judging people off how they look on a second, there's a very, very low probability you're going to meet your life partner on there. You might, and people do, but it's unlikely. You reduce the probability. The same way as if you stumble out of a club at 4 a.m. and you hook up with somebody random, it's unlikely by the probability that you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person. Some people do, and that's perfectly fine. They're the exceptions, but work off probabilities. If you're somebody that loves going to the gym and it's really important to you that you can keep that in your life, and you want somebody that spends time with you working out, you're probably going to meet your partner or future relationship person in the gym. If you're somebody that loves to read, you're probably going to meet them in a library or in a bookshop. Increase the probabilities. I love the quote, and I use this in business, when they say when you want to be better at business, go to where good business people are. You want to find a boyfriend, find a good man, or find a good woman, go to where those people are. You know, you're probably not going to find them at 4 o'clock in the morning or on a fucking left, right swipe sex app on a phone. So just be wary of the probabilities. If you're in a place to accept that information, that you're able to get into a relationship now and you feel you're there, and you're not doing it for the wrong reasons, you're not doing it because society told you, you're not doing it because your mum said you're 32 and you need to settle down, and you've made the choice because you're ready, work off your probabilities. You know, whatever it is you love to do, go find out where those other people are. Interests and a lot of symbiotic relationships that work long term are down to people being similar, having similar life philosophies, having similar ethical views, having similar interests. So go to where those people are, and hopefully that helps. And don't ever feel that you need to fall into society's law that you need to have somebody by this age, or because all your other friends do. Because if you go through your entire life living off society's views and opinions of you, you're never going to be happy, and I'm going to tell you that right now, as hard as that may be to hear. So hopefully this helps. I'm not sure if this is tag worthy or share worthy, but hopefully the person that wrote the message, it provided you with value, and anybody else that needed to hear it. So I hope it helped.